Never let anybody see you sweat. So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener. I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw. Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Marissa Lane claims her ex ghosted her after secretly moving out and stopped making payments on her car. Jared Wright says the plaintiff was physically abusive and he shouldn't pay for a car she drives. He's countersuing for $4,740.
Okay, Ms. Lane, you are suing your former boyfriend, Mr. Wright, for $6,000 in car payments that he had promised to pay and hasn't, and you are counterclaiming against her $4,740 in medical bills and therapy. Let me hear from you first, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor, I am seeking $6,000 from my
How long did you two date?
We were together for 5 years in total, living together for 2 of those years.
Okay. And what happened between you guys?
For the most part, we had a great relationship. A couple conflicts here and there, like normal couples have. Towards the end, as I started to really get engrossed in my law school, things got a little testy. I was under a lot of stress. So he wanted to send me on this lavish vacation with my best friend to help me relax. And it turns out he was just sending me away on a vacation while he packed up our whole apartment and lives and relationship and just peaced out.
Okay, so you come home and he hasn't tried reaching you?
No.
So you walk into all his belongings are gone?
Correct.
That's how you find out that he left you?
Yes.
He didn't text you, he didn't call you, he didn't wait for you, nothing?
No.
Okay, what's that about?
Well, the part she's leaving out, Your Honor, is that over those years she had grown abusive and had assaulted me physically and gave me reason to be afraid of her.
Such as?
She did break my front lateral tooth with a remote after...
She threw a remote at you?
She did throw a remote at me.
And it chipped your tooth? How long before your breakup was that?
That was a couple of months before.
So when had you made the decision that you were going to break up? According to her, you sent her away. Is that accurate?
That is true.
And you told her it's because you wanted her to relax, but it was really because you wanted to leave peacefully without her
correct.
anger.
I was afraid for my safety that time, and I did not want to confront her directly because of multiple past incidents.
Right, but you stayed there another couple months living together, so I don't know whether you're really afraid for your safety or just were kind of cowardly and didn't want to have the confrontation.
I mean,
it was
probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
I've since gone to therapy since then, which is why that bill's included in my countersuit.
Were you going to therapy before this?
I was not, no.
I just have to ask you, like, what was your big plan here? Like,
the plan was not something that I wanted to do. It's something that I felt I had to do.
Yes, no, that's not an answer to my question. Mm-hmm. That would be an answer to the question, why did you do this? My question was, what was your plan? Did she call you when she landed? Like, how did this work out?
Obviously not as cleanly as I'd hoped that it would work out.
So did you, when you got there and you realize he's left, do you call him? Do you try talking to him? Does he talk to you? What happens?
I tried getting in contact with him right away, obviously, calling, texting, what is going on here, you know?
Right.
He wasn't responding.
And?
So I just had to kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Is this the first time you see him?
Yes.
After all that, like, so you're with somebody for 5 years,
5
and
years.
you aren't man enough to just break up at least by text or something? You literally just, she can't reach you? Did you go into the witness protection program? Like, how is it that you two have not talked since this?
Out of genuine fear for my safety, Your Honor, there's not, she's underplaying a great deal of her side of the situation. But over the course of those...
Tell me more than, I hear the remote. Mm-hmm. Okay, did you throw a remote at him?
I didn't throw it at him.
Oh, what were you throwing it at, and what precipitated throwing it?
Like he always does, throughout our whole relationship, was upset by something that I said. I don't know what we were arguing about at that time.
So you were arguing, and then what? You said catch, and you threw the remote?
I was trying to get his attention so he wouldn't just like block
yelling
off
at me,
and
right?
freeze.
Okay, so he was ignoring you, and you
was-
wanted his attention, so you threw a remote at him? Nothing works.
Not.
Nothing says I love you like throwing a remote.
It was a heated moment.
Okay, so you threw a remote at him. Did it chip his
threw
tooth?
it, and it happened to.
Did it chip his
hit him.
tooth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you end up with medical bills over that?
I did. I spent about $1,250 on total repairing the cap there.
1,250?
1,250, correct.
Okay. Had you made the decision then that you were going to call it off?
This was probably the beginnings of the working of the plan there, yes.
Right. And when you, I'm just trying to understand why you don't say anything to her. If you tell me I'm afraid for my life, okay, why don't you even text her? Why don't you warn her at all? Why don't you say anything?
Well, as me and my therapist learned, I have an issue addressing issues. So that was something that I had to work on.
Did you tell your therapist that you just walked out of a 5-year relationship without so much as a text?
Yes, I did.
And what'd your therapist say about that? If you want to share, if you don't want to share?
They, uncomfy sharing the exact details of my therapy sessions,
Then don't.
but I've since learned it is not a healthy habit to have, and
It's
addressing
not.
problems
I mean,
is much better.
like, did you love her?
I did.
Right. So don't you feel like you owe her at least an explanation, even if it's not in person because you're afraid of her?
Not really after she cracked my jaw with a remote control.
Well, no, because you didn't leave then. You stayed another several months then, right?
Correct.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
We had been at a party, and she berated me in front of friends and clients,
Berated you how?
insulting me, getting upset, calling me pathetic, saying that I'm embarrassing her.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Marissa Lane, who brought Jared Wright to court for breach of contract.
You make it sound like that was what made you leave, but you just told me that was the beginning of me hatching a plan to leave. And I'm not asking you, why didn't you stick it out in the relationship? You're entitled to leave that second, all right? But my question to you is, you know, especially when you're sending her away specifically so she doesn't know what you're doing, you didn't think you owed her just that little bit?
Potentially I did, but again, I did not act that way. I did not behave that way. I did not know better then.
Don't you know where he works? How'd you not show up? You didn't show up where he works? That's what I would do, but.
At that point, you know.
You were so mad that you just.
I was so furious, and if he wanted to end it that way, then he can continue to act like a child, not communicate. It was the end for me.
All right, so now let's talk about the car. Tell me about the car. What was the agreement that the two of you made while you were still together regarding the car?
We went into the agreement together. My name was on the loan. He agreed verbally and through writing that he would be contributing half of the payments monthly.
Okay, and did either one of you, when you entered into that agreement, think for a moment, and what happens if we break up?
Well,
You can say no,
quite
we know
honestly,
you
I
didn't,
wasn't
or you wouldn't have
thinking
entered
about
into
that.
this agreement. What were you guys thinking? That you would be together forever and nothing could ever go wrong? That the whole point behind caution in your legal circumstances is you're supposed to think about everything that can go wrong and try to address it beforehand. So this is a car that who drives?
Both of us.
And then when he leaves, who drives? He didn't take the car, right?
I did not
No.
take the car.
Right. But she couldn't afford the car on her own, and that was something you knew. That's why both of you were paying towards the car, right?
In fact,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. You can't answer for him. He's broken up with you. Let me ask him. Correct? It was something that the two of you were paying because it required the two of you to pay?
That is correct.
Right. So what did you think was going to happen when you left, when you've made a promise to her that you'd pay?
I was not thinking at the time.
And what are you thinking now?
I should have handled things differently.
Right, but what are you thinking now about whether you should have to continue to pay for half the car that you agreed you would finish continuing to pay for?
I don't believe I should pay for a vehicle that I do not drive.
Except for it's not like she took the car away from you and therefore she breached. It's that you made a decision, a wise one it sounds, to leave, and that's what happened. Like, what happens to you? Do you believe that because you leave and you're not driving the car, you don't have to pay another penny? That's your position, I guess.
That is my position on paper, Your Honor.
On paper, all right. So even you didn't like it when I said it out loud, right? Right. All right, so now let's talk about his bills. First of all, there's the medical bill for breaking his tooth. Are you contesting that?
Yes.
Why? Because he should have paid attention?
He doesn't have great teeth genes to begin with.
Are you kidding? You chipped his tooth, lady. Through violence. You threw a remote at him and it chipped his tooth. You don't think you're responsible for that?
I didn't intentionally throw it at him.
Yeah, but did it chip his tooth?
Yes.
Yes, and you, by the way, you did intentionally throw it at him. You threw it at him because you wanted his attention. Throwing it there is not going to get him his attention. Throwing it right at him is going to get his attention.
It was really bad timing.
Yes, yes, but how could you look at me and say, I don't know any of those medical bills? You can't really mean that.
Well, I don't want
I don't want to owe any of those medical bills, Judge. Let's talk about his therapy bills. According to him, he needed to go into therapy. Was he in therapy before this?
No, he was
All right, so he goes into therapy to deal with you, and according to you, that's not the only time she's been violent?
Correct, Your Honor. She has ridiculed and humiliated me in the past, and she threw a plate at me once, so.
Okay, the plate hit you?
The plate did not hit me, no.
Okay. How long ago was the plate?
This was during an argument. It was before the remote, of course.
Okay.
That was when she had just started school.
I didn't throw a plate at you.
You didn't?
No, I broke a plate.
Okay. Was he close to the plate when you broke it? Did you break it on his face?
We were in the same room.
Okay. How did you break the plate?
On a countertop.
Having nothing to do with him, you have to work on your anger issues, okay? Because we all get mad, but most of us have the ability to exercise a little bit of control over it so that there's not a chipped tooth or a broken plate. But
yes, Your Honor.
You clearly have anger issues. You realize that, right?
I
Okay.
do, yeah.
Viewers asked, and now Judge Milian has the answer.
Marilyn, what's a red flag in a relationship that people fail to recognize at their own risk when they start dating someone?
When someone's really, really private about their phone.
Ooh,
Yeah. Like if they're snatching it up
Snatching
and
away.
I'll tell you another one.
Private phone calls.
Private phone calls. Every time I'm on a power walk with my friends and I see some guy outside of his house talking on the phone, I go, that guy's cheating on her. You know, like these are, you know,
Right.
they go into the bathroom to use the phone. There's like a lot of little telltale signs.
Right. You and I have had the same passcode
That's right.
on both of our phones since we started.
Since
seeing
they
each
made
other.
phones.
Right, since they made passcodes for phones.
Because
Right.
we made us before they made
Right.
cell phones.
Right.
So.
And then we did also have the same email for 25 years.
Yeah, but that got old.
Coming up,
This is not unusual behavior for her, is it?
No.
This is how the 5 years were. So something about that you liked.
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Marissa Lane, who brought Jared Wright to court for breach of contract.
Why does she have to pay for the therapy of a guy who walked out on her and never said goodbye? Like, I think she, in her mind, you know, you have issues and you need to work on your issues, so you go work on, you know, on your issues. Why do I have to pay for it? I don't get the benefit of it, but I have to pay for it? That's what she's thinking, right?
I do understand that position. The therapy was primarily to work through a lot of issues and fears that she created in me.
Such as?
I mean, the public humiliation moments
Tell
were
me about
tough
that.
to work through. We had been at a party and she berated me in front of friends and clients.
Berated you how?
Insulting me, getting upset. I have a text message chain where she would then follow up with endless amounts of texts, demanding that I not shut down, saying that I'm embarrassing her, and me trying to ask if we can talk when she's more calm.
You're pathetic. You don't listen. You always shut down. I hate that about you. You're embarrassing me, to which you respond. I'm gonna have to go over there to look at it. Please stop. I'm not trying to fight. Are you guys texting each other in front of other people, like while other people are in front of you?
This is opposite sides of a party, yes.
Okay. Can we talk when we're calm? No, you're gonna hear me. I swear you make me crazy. Don't ignore me again. Okay. This is not unusual behavior for her, is it?
No.
No, this is how the 5 years were. So something about that you liked, right? It's not like she all of a sudden turned uber passionate about her opinions, right?
Correct.
Right.
Coming up,
Obviously, you don't feel a huge sense of commitment to her because you planned departing in the night. This is just a bad idea. When you commingle your funds, something like this is going to happen.
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Marissa Lane, who brought Jared Wright to court for breach of contract.
Here's how I feel. Number one, I think it's a really, really bad idea to agree to split a car loan with anyone who you're not glued at the hip with, whatever that means to you. Obviously, you don't feel a huge sense of commitment to her because you planned departing in the night for 3 months. But this is just a bad idea. When you commingle your funds, something like this is going to happen. All right? If you two buy a car with the agreement that you're going to pay for half of it, then you're going to pay for half of it. That was the agreement. She never agreed to all of a sudden eat $6,000 so you could walk out. So in terms of her lawsuit against you, I am finding in her favor in the amount of the $6,000. Now, in terms of your lawsuit against her, most certainly your medical bills for the chipped tooth, there is zero question that she owes you. The hairier question is, does she owe you for all of the therapy that you went to after you dumped her? Because it's her fault, because she's so opinionated and humiliated you. No. I mean, I think it's great that you're in therapy, but I don't think she has to pay for it just because you picked her. The two of you had a relationship. Sometimes relationships don't work out, so you get out of them and you do what you have to do to have a better life going forward. That doesn't mean that she has to pay the bill.
Judge Milian's verdict when Justice for the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
So I am going to deduct from your $6,000 car loan $1,250 for the chipped tooth that occurred when you threw a remote at him. And I am not going to order her to pay for the rest of the therapy that you very wisely went into in order to have your life be better from here on in. Verdict for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,750.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $4,750.
Any last remarks for each other?
I hope I never see you again. I can't even stand looking at your face. Good luck with your therapy.
I hope you find somebody that you don't want to hit.
All right, exit this way, please. Make sure you grab all of your belongings.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.